Um, and this morning I've been on one because of all the stuff that's happening in the world, and I've been,
Mhm.
but and it's kind of ties to it. But prior to things getting crazy, I had been getting a channel that 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 there would be a group of people that I guess I would put together, or I would be
Mhm.
involved in putting together a group of people of change makers,
Right.
of spirit seekers, change makers, way makers, uh, creatives, um, and I didn't know, and that the answers, or the reasons, the answers would reveal themselves in
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
And it's been, and I just have been getting bits and pieces, um, and and the why would show itself,
Mhm. Yeah.
and that that through coming together, we would we would know the why, we would find the answers,
Yeah.
um, and that and I felt a resonance with you, that
Mhm.
in your energy,
Mhm.
that to invite you into this thing, whatever it may become.
Yeah.
Um, a while back ago, I I said I was doing a video and I was like, I'm mayor of Deluluville. I'm mayor of Deluluville, and I actually went and I went and bought Deluluville.com and Deluluville dot
Mhm. All right. Wait, wait, wait. I'm missing that part. Could you?
Deluluville
Mhm.
Delulu. It's like, because
Mhm.
you hear like uh, Delulu. Have you heard the term Delulu?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Delulu. I'm crazy. Like,
Yeah.
but in a good way. Like you
Yeah.
made it past the you're a little Delulu. You like you claim Delulu. Like
Mhm.
you leaned into it. And
Right.
so like I'm married to Lululemon, and and I was like, I'm gonna make T-shirts. And so in fact, I'm so happy here. I've been crazy,
Mhm.
but I've been crazy, but this is Delulu. This is you know I'll take this.
Mhm.
This is different,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I'll live here the rest of my days. You know what I mean? And but that became an idea of a street festival, a traveling street festival. But I don't know. I don't know what will come to fruition with that. But
Wow.
it's like
Yeah.
Deluluville, like where it's like, and then I was like, oh, and there's it could be a restaurant, Deluluville.
Yeah.
It could be like Delulu's, and they'll have where your Delulu berries let your Delulu berries
Mhm.
show. I can't remember what I said. Let your Delulu berry show. Um, just silliness, right? But it was,
Mhm.
but that's how the messages come,
Yeah.
sometimes. But but on a serious note, the creatives, and there's some people that a couple people I've already talked to about this. Like one of my friends wants to create a school of
Mhm.
creatives, of
Mhm.
spiritually gifted
Mhm.
people that uh, are leaning into their gifts and
Yeah.
want to bring together, like, to to like kind of like Marvel, like
Yeah. Yeah.
um uh in a decolonized way,
Mhm.
tribalized in
Right.
many colors.
Yeah.
Um, but um, so I just wanted to meet you and invite, like, to make a connection,
Yeah.
because I don't know how it's going to come to fruition, but
Yeah.
if you were even interested in that, and
Yeah.
um, if that's something you'd like.
Well, that sounds very interesting. That sounds like fun. I just wanted to tell you that, the first time that the video that I did, the duet that I did, the first
Yeah.
video that you did, right? I I saw the energy and I understood the energy of that video. And I felt like I was on my vibration and I was like, I have to do a duet to this. So that's why I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it with this lady. 'Cause it was like so I felt like drawn to it, you know. And from watching your videos and stuff like that, I feel very connected, very drawn to your energy as well, because I feel like we have a similar idea
Mm-hmm.
of how we want to move forward in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and I had also decided. I had decided that this is kind of the way that I put it in my head. I decided I was gonna dance even if the world was exploding next to me, if there was bombs everywhere. I was gonna
Yes,
dance straight to the end, right?
right.
And I was gonna live in that energy of I was gonna decide the kind of life that I wanted and live in that energy of joy and happiness and silliness and fun and play, right?
Right.
And I wanted to attract other people
Yeah,
that resonate with,
yeah,
which is very rare at this time because everybody's kind of like really caught up
yeah.
in the chaos and in the darkness. And I kind of wanted to be that light that they focus on
Right.
to see the way out of the darkness.
Yes.
And I kind of realized that you were doing the same thing, you
And
know?
it's funny because I get pulled. I go between
Mm-hmm.
two things. The
Mm-hmm.
fire, there's a fire that ignites in me, like
Mm-hmm.
where I want a warrior
Mm-hmm.
and speak and there's a part of me that feels called to
Mm-hmm.
that to a podium, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the part of me that is joy is an act of resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Why did my light just show? Joy is an act of
I
resistance.
saw
You see
that.
the dark?
Yeah.
It got dark.
Yeah.
Joy is an
Yeah, I
act of
saw it for a
resistance.
minute. Yeah. But yeah, going back to normal, it seemed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joy is an act of resistance.
I
But
was thinking the same thing,
right, right.
that
So
that
but
was
I get
my
pulled.
way of resisting. That was
Right.
my way of refusing to give in to what it is that they want us to succumb to. They
Well,
want us to, you
have you
know,
heard of Esther Perel? Esther Perel, she
no.
speaks on sensuality. She's a
Mm,
speaker. She's an expert on sensuality. Well, her
mm,
parents were in the Holocaust, and she talks about in one of her videos about how the reason they survived it was because they kept their spark.
mm,
They kept their sensual, their
mm,
zest, their
mm,
their joy, their
mm,
their that thing. You know what I
mm,
mean?
mm.
And that is what is what we're here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are losing that spark.
Mm,
They're getting ground down,
mm.
you know,
Yeah.
into
I had
powerlessness.
I had a vision of it in my head because like sometimes the way how I receive messages is like pictures in my head. So I had a picture in my head like of the Kraken. I did write about it in one of the things I wrote. The Kraken, that is under the water, the creature under the water with right, and that is pulling at your legs, and trying to drag you down to the depths, and you just like basically fighting to stay above water. And I feel like the efforts that they're making is like that energy where it's cracking and they're trying to pull you down and it getting everybody pulling people down, and you just like holding on and you keep pulling yourself back up and trying to keep your head above the water.
It's just to keep
So,
people spinning in the chaos and the
mm-hmm,
confusion,
mm-hmm,
so that you can't see
yeah,
the simple truth.
mm-hmm, exactly,
It's
exactly,
because and they speak in so many like in so many words, but if you break it down to the kindergarten truth,
mm-hmm.
the
It's so
simple
simple,
truth, so simple,
simple.
so simple.
I was thinking the same
A
thing. Yeah.
bully, simple kindergarten truth.
Yep, they
The
make it
breaking laws,
complicated.
simple
Yeah.
truth, and it's not politics.
Yeah. They make it very complicated and
When it's very, very, very simple, but they do that on purpose,
mhm,
and they've underestimated. And that's the thing too is that the people. You said the Kraken, and I gotta show you this picture I drew
mhm,
because it's in my next deck. The things that it's I don't think they're actually I think they're prophetic. Uh,
mhm,
but this is the nexus. This is what I'm feeling for the group. It's like nexus.
mhm,
You know what? There's like some kind of filter
mhm.
on my video. I don't. One second. Why
Okay.
is adjust background and effects? It says none. Video filters. None. Video. Oh, touch up appearance. That must be what it is. Let's
Um,
turn that down. What do I look like now? Okay. It's still doing it.
Move it back up.
See, it's still fuzzy.
Yeah.
It's
Is
it.
that a girl?
One
I
second.
can't tell what it is.
Video settings. Video filter. Oh, one sec. It's the video filter.
Oh yeah, I see it moving.
Says none. Studio effects, none. Video. I'll turn this off maybe. There, I
Oh
meant that.
yes, 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 yes.
There
I
we
see
go.
it now. Uh-huh.
So, it's called Nexus, right?
Uh-huh.
And she's like the inner child. She comes up the warrior out of the
Yeah.
tree of life that was cut down,
Yeah.
right? And this is a
Okay.
dandelion field, and
Yeah.
the truth was
Wow.
spread. And
Yeah.
she's through the many phases of the moon, many phases, all the
Right.
phases, right? And she has come up holding the light,
Yeah.
and out of the confusion, and she has grown roots in the unconscious through the in spirit, and
Yeah.
is guided by the spirit. So that's not the one that, but through the chaos, through the storm, and
Yeah.
and there will be an audience. Um,
Yeah.
but this is the one I wanted to show because these are all like, I think they're prophetic. They're like, they were a series
Yeah.
that I was going to write for my next for my next for my
Wow.
next deck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you said,
Wow.
the kraken, these are beasts.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
there's one in particular. Let's see. I feel like they're all. I haven't read them. I think I've read them,
Wow.
but I haven't read them together.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a
Um,
seed. Wow, that's beautiful.
but there's
Wow.
this one is the one. But what I had, I forget what I called it. It wasn't. I don't think I called it kraken, but I called it. It was the beast of some. Do you see it over her head
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
coming out like of the water over her?
Yeah. Yeah.
But she is triumphant, holding the cup, holding the trophy, and her cup
Yeah.
runneth over, right? And
Wow.
there's the white horse, the
Yeah.
horses
Yeah.
coming in, like riding in, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
her cup pours into the other cups. Her cup pours out,
Yeah.
pours forth, and
I
she cried a
see.
lot of tears to.
Yeah.
But
I understand the messages that you see in those images,
right,
you
and it's
know.
going
Yeah.
to, but it's going to bloom something new
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that made me think of the what you said. It's like the
Yeah.
same vision.
Yeah. Because is the timing is very strategic, in my opinion, of what they had done at the beginning of the year. Because what happens is that we are in the energy of new beginnings, right? People are starting to think about 2026 and they're starting to think about what they, their plans and how they want to move forward and all the things that they want to do. So what they did is something to take your focus off of building, planning and getting ready and preparing for the new year ahead. You're distracted and you're paying attention to all these things that are happening around you, the chaos around you, and you know taking your focus
But
off of your inner self and off of what you're supposed to be focusing on to move forward, to move in to that new beginning.
and
So that
and
was
they're
quite strategic,
and they're
you know.
also right because people are waking up and
Mm,
they're trying to get people
mm,
so disillusioned
mm,
and heartbroken because like they're taking away their benefits, their food benefits,
mm,
their things like
mm,
that. They're trying
yeah,
to make them feel so powerless
mm,
to it when
yeah,
so that but that's a lie. That's the
yeah,
lie.
yeah,
That's the lie.
yeah. It
That's the
is,
illusion.
yeah.
That's the lie.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing all of these little things that are completely illegal, but and that's the part. So it's like there's a mix of so the group that what I feel like it's morphing like as time expresses like not only is this group is I feel like we're meant to gather as change makers as
Mm-hmm.
to and that we are leaving breadcrumbs for each other
Mm-hmm.
on
Yeah,
the internet
yeah,
in person and when we're
yeah.
meeting each other because I met someone at the VA at the Veterans Hospital the other day and
Mm-hmm.
I was in line and it's just it happened you meet and
Yeah.
she happened to just uh, I think I said something about oh that my mother lost her driving privileges that day. It was like it was just
Mm-hmm.
a hard day and she was just in
Mm-hmm.
front of me in line and she was like and I was like yeah I broke her heart and I was like and she's like it broke yours too and I was like yeah it did.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a feeling you feel for a lot of other people too, though. She's like
Yeah,
you're an empath that feels for many people,
yeah,
and I was like,
yeah. It's
and
a
I just
difficult
looked at
time
her and I
to,
was like, and I
yeah.
said, so do you then? I was like, you, I said, so
It's
do
a
you
hard
then?
time to be an empath, isn't it? is a
Yeah.
really, really hard time to
But
get into.
it's the
Yeah.
recognition in the other. It was her
Yeah.
recognizing me before I said
Because
it. It's like we're recognizing and seeing each other in the light, not even saying
yeah, yeah, because at the beginning of this whole thing, when it had begun, like in November,
right.
because that's when everything shifted and it shifted into that darker energy, right? The hopelessness and despair and all that. You know, Kamala Harris, she had in her speech, she had talked about the stars and she had made a quote. She had said a quote where she says, it's in the darkness that we see the stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote something in my on my Substack called I See the Stars, because one of the things is that what I noticed was because it got so dark, because people got so hopeless and people got so lost, you started to I is when I started to see and meet people that I would have never met,
Mm-hmm.
right, online, if I was still on the same path that I was on, if I was still interested in the same things that I was, if we had gone in that a different direction, I because it got so dark, you started to see the ones that held on to the hope, the ones that were still out there encouraging people, the ones that that spoke with hope
Mm-hmm.
and not hopelessness,
Right. Right.
spoke with
But also the ones that wouldn't
clarity.
bypass though. The ones that
Yeah.
were not
Not the, no,
bypassing.
no, no,
Right.
no, no, not the one. No, that
Right.
definitely that's not what I'm referring to at all.
Yeah.
We're talking about the
Right. There's
ones
a
that would
difference. I'm
take,
just saying
yeah, that would be aware of the darkness, aware of what is happening, but put it in a clarity and perspective of, well, you know, a way to look at it through light and hope. You know what I mean? And what to do, or to just,
how to
yeah,
alchemize.
like what to do, and to. So that is when it was those people that helped pull me out of the darkness
Mm-hmm.
and got to the point that I became such a bright light that I don't need those people anymore, because those people like ended up going in separate ways and doing different things and focusing on different things, and I didn't align with them anymore
Right.
because my focus went like real, like I kind of head to the real delulu
Yeah.
as you call it,
Yeah.
space where I got like is in September when I started doing dances on TikTok and stuff like that. And I think is in that point, from that point, that I made a complete switch to realizing that my version of anchoring the light had evolved
Mm-hmm.
to a different point, where it's like a stubborn resistance of the darkness. Like you keep trying to pull me into it. You keep trying to pull me into it by getting more egregious and more egregious and more horrible, and all these kind of things. And I keep pulling myself out of it. I keep pulling myself out of it. And I realized I needed to do that to survive. Like now we got to the point where in January they come out swinging with horrible egregious things, right? And I did get sucked in more than I have all year because but then I realized what I was feeling, and I processed this yesterday because I did a live yesterday and I processed it while speaking, that this anger that I'm feeling and this impatience and this frustration that I'm feeling, it's not triggering, it's not a triggered frustration. I think I've gotten to the point now where I was like, enough is enough. It
Mm-hmm.
is time to rise. Enough is enough. I'm done with this. You know what I mean? I will not allow y'all to abuse me anymore.
Right.
I'm done.
Right.
And it was that righteous anger, or according to my sister, she called it divine anger or something like
Yeah.
that.
Right.
It
Right.
was
Yes.
divine anger, you
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yes.
And I realized now that even if I like really engaged a little bit more than I was in what is happening, the anger that I was feeling is different.
Oh,
It's
yes.
not. It's not. I'm triggered anymore. I'm not triggered by you. Your crap isn't working. I can see it for what it is.
Yes.
It was more like I'm ready to smack you in the face.
Right.
I'm
Right.
done with you.
Right.
I'm
I
done with
see you
you.
for who you
Yeah,
are and the games that
yeah,
you're playing.
yeah.
Right.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you, you know.
Right.
So and I picked up on the fact
Yes.
that I'm not the only one. I feel like we us as us women are
Yes.
like so done. We are so angry and
Yes.
so done, you
Yes.
know, and we are going to pull you by the ears and pull you out our sandbox and tell you to start, you know, like that's how I said it to my
Yeah.
sister. Like I was like, we done. We are done with this. We the anger we feel is you know, we're over it, you
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
So
And there are, I know, I am noticing that it is led by the women,
yeah, yeah.
but even there are some men that are awakening too.
Yeah, is
But
the divine
it's a full
feminine.
awakening, like a full
Yeah.
awakening of
Is the
people.
divine
And it's being
feminine
led
in
by
in
the women
yeah,
are coming into their divine feminine. They're
yeah,
no longer hiding
yeah,
themselves. They're no longer
yeah,
hiding their power, and they're
exactly.
discovering their power,
Yeah,
and they're
exactly.
discovering
Yeah.
the
Yep.
lies that we swallowed about
Exactly.
ourselves and about
Like,
who we
yeah,
are, what we need,
yeah. Yeah,
and
because
all of that.
I'm getting so much of those posts on TikTok where I realize that the women are feeling the same thing.
Yeah,
We're done, we're fed up, we're angry, we're impatient now. We're impatient with y'all, with this old world, and we're ready to just like knock it off and be like, no, we're done with you. You
right,
know what I mean? We're
right.
done with you. We are getting ready to, you know, with that seed that you had, like, ready to birth that new earth. We are ready. It's time, you know. And what I realize,
That
I
is
feel,
what's happening birth.
yeah, I feel that what we're experiencing is the end of, you know, that is the death, is the final death. And the birth is going to happen, especially in spring. That's when the birth is going to happen, and then they can't stop it. So we in the final death of that old world, you know. That's how I
Contractions.
feel.
A coach
Yeah.
just said the contractions lead to the expansions. It's just so
Mm,
true.
mm,
So true.
yeah. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just how painful are these contractions going to
Yeah,
be, and how
exactly.
it's because I did a post, and I ended up making them private. My mom, because my mom was so scared. She was like,
Yeah,
she was so scared for me, and I said,
yeah,
Mama, I was like, now's not the time.
yeah,
Now's the time for truth. Now's not the time for people. Everybody needs to raise their voice as
yeah,
far as the
yeah,
truth is concerned.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, it's
No,
time for
it's,
people
yeah.
to speak and to
You
speak
have
their
to do
heart.
it scared, you
Right,
know. You
right.
have to do it
Now's not the
scared.
time
Yeah.
because that's the illusion too, is that there are so many of so much in opposition to the
Mm,
truth, and that's not
mm,
that's the illusion.
mm,
That's part of the
mm,
illusion too.
mm.
It's
That's a
just
part
really
of it.
like I said,
Yeah.
it's a small man behind a curtain with a bunch of bells and whistles with
A
a little
hundred
posse.
percent. 100%. That's how I see it too. That's how I
Little
see it
posse.
too. And the thing, the scariest thing about these people is the illusion.
Right.
That's the scariest thing about it, because he spent his whole life deceiving. He
Mhm.
spent his whole life uh creating illusions.
Yes.
So now he just has the opportunity to do it on a bigger stage with more
Yes.
resources and more, you know,
Right.
allies, bigger allies, more resources, all that. But it's the same thing, the illusion, you know?
And
And
the people have to have gotten to a point where they're getting to a point where enough is enough, where the pain has reached a pain level that enough is enough, where they can't, the
you can't
discomfort,
take it no more.
right, the discomfort has gotten to,
There's no way
and
that
it's
you
on,
could ignore
and
it.
they're starting to see there is no seat at that table for them.
Yep. There's no, you can't ignore it. You can't. And that's why I
It's
keep
gone
saying this.
beyond the safety of politics.
Yeah. It's, you know, like, I keep saying that, you know, at the end of the day, if we had to go through this process, which we had to go through this process,
To
right?
wake up.
I'm it's a good thing that it's through this person, because he is so loud and so egregious and he cares about nobody, right? So he's gonna betray all his people. So it's like, if it had to be somebody, at least it's this person, because you know he can shoot his own foot off, right? It's a long process because there's a lot of people that still, like, you know, still sticking with him,
Right.
right? So that separation has to be formed.
It's a common,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a
yeah,
separation.
you know,
It's a,
the people that think that they had a seat on the table have to realize that they don't. The people that basically had to like completely sacrifice their entire being to serve this person. It has to get to the point where where they decide, oh, this is, I gotta stop. I got this, and it has to be enough separation. But in the meanwhile, so the process taking long. But in the meanwhile, everything he does, everything he orchestrates,
He's such
wakes
a good
more people
divider.
up.
No,
Mhm.
do you see how good of a divide he woke up
He's
the
so good.
world. He woke
Mhm.
up, he was a catalyst. He woke up the world.
Mhm.
And then he's
Mhm.
dividing, he's creating such a definitive line
Mhm.
between what you choose. Are you willing to be
Mhm.
blinded and
Mhm.
fall in under the
Mhm.
illusion of this?
Mhm.
Because some people are
Yeah.
just brainwashed.
Yeah.
They are just brainwashed, and they're gonna have to, and they're gonna,
But
but they're willing. They're choosing. They're choosing.
I've always said that what he has done is that he told you he was upfront.
Hmm.
He didn't surprise anybody.
Right.
You chose willful blindness. You
Right.
chose to believe him. You have to choose whether to believe him
They're
or not,
choosing. They're
you
choosing at
know?
this point. They're choosing because at this
Yeah.
point there's so much inhumanity.
Mm,
He's brought it to a
mm,
level of
mm,
humanity, and
mm,
that's where the lines are.
mm,
That's the great divide now.
mm,
That's the line. It's not about
mm,
politics anymore. It's not about
mm,
parties anymore. It's about
mm.
humanity, and
It
that
is.
and that is why it's such a spiritual
It
awakening
is.
for the world,
It
because it is
is.
showing us our humanity.
Every single person,
Every person
it
is being
every
called to their
mhm.
humanity.
Every single person know up front they have to choose. Like even if you believed him and you fell for it, at this point that's not even an excuse. That
Even
was
if he cleaned
okay.
up this, even if he
Yeah.
did something
You-
good, even if
that
whatever
that was
something,
okay like many years ago, but that's not an excuse now because you've seen enough, you know enough. So now you're choosing. You're
no,
choosing, you
yes,
know, and there's
the
not going to be a I
inhumanity.
didn't know. There's not going to be an I didn't know excuse that's not going to
No,
work. You have chosen, you know,
yes,
and it's because
absolutely.
he told you who he was up front, and not only he told you, he's keeping his
He is
promises.
showing you.
He's
He has
showing
shown
you
you
he's
repeatedly.
keeping his
He has shown
promise.
you
He's
repeatedly,
doing what he
and
said he was gonna do,
yes, yes. So,
so
yeah, so but this is the other part too that I've been getting, is that moving forward, we cannot become what we have left are leaving behind. We cannot be the divisive creatures
mhm,
that we have to move on in harmony,
yeah,
and with
yeah,
and there's gonna be uncomfortable situations. We can't segregate ourselves from the people that were how we cannot
yeah.
become punishers
Yeah, that's why this
and
process is
vengeful.
taking. That's
So
why this process is taking as long as it's taking because
to give people time
it,
to,
it gives enough people time to come to the place that they need to come, which is
yes,
why I decided that I can enjoy my life because I cannot be stuck where you are while waiting for you. You know what I mean? So I have to
be
take care of
alive.
my kids. I have to be alive. I have to take care of my kids. I have
My
to
meeting
enjoy
is
my
gonna
life.
can't it's gonna end in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's one of
It's
those
only 40 minutes. I have a 40 minute. We could hop off and hop back on again
that
if
is
that's cool
okay.
with you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Let's
that's
do that.
fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
start
want to do it
another meeting
now?
and send you the link
Okay, no
because I don't
problem.
want to just end like that.
All right, no problem, no problem.